Let's talk about the benefits of fasting and how you can get safely to 3 to 5% body fat. First, I want to thank you for all of the wonderful comments you're leaving. I read all of them, I take notes on a lot of them, and they become the new videos to expand our conversation of true health and fitness so we can look our best, feel our best, and be our best. A couple great comments I had recently. Mountain Cat 8 wrote in. He said, Chris, could you please explain the benefits of fasting and increased insulin sensitivity? Yes, that's something we will do in this video. Ben wrote in, Chris, how can someone get to 3 to 5% body fat safely? And finally, Crazy Videos wanted to know, Chris, I just lost a lot of belly fat, but I can't get the last little bit. What can I do to build muscle but not gain fat? Now, fasting is tremendously beneficial if you want to do health and fitness the right way. There's a lot of marketing out there and total baloney, homie, that peddles supplements and fat burners and pills and powders and junk. You don't need any of that. What you need to do is stop fighting your DNA and your human biology. And when you start doing things the right way and using the fasted state and the fed state appropriately, everything becomes easy. And when you practice it, it eventually becomes effortless. And that's what true health and fitness is it's effortless health and fitness, where you stop trying and you just do what's real. So let's delve into this. There's fasting and feasting, or fasting and feeding. So it's like a dial, and your body only has so many resources to go between those two things. Are you fasted? Are you fed? Do you have mental focus or blood ready to rush to your skeletal muscle for an activity? Or is your blood going towards your gut to digest the food you just ate? So that's the dial, fasted and fed. When you are fasted, when you're in the fasted state, your insulin is low. Insulin is your energy storage hormone. So when you have a lot of energy, a lot of glucose in your bloodstream, it's actually poisonous. It's going to make you go blind. It's toxic. So insulin comes out and says, we need to store that energy, that sugar. And there's two places to do it. Your muscles and your liver, where you store glycogen, or you can fill up your fat cells. And the thing is, you only have so much room, and even less depending on your activity level, to store energy in your muscles and your liver. Otherwise, it's swept all and stored in as fat. So if you're fasted, insulin is low. There's no energy that needs to go out and sweep away. Conversely, your growth hormone, the hormone that's making you leaner, fitter, faster, stronger, and younger, is high. Those two hormones trade off. When insulin gets high, growth hormone shuts off. When we shut down insulin, growth hormone goes up. So that's right there a tremendous benefit already of fasting. The other benefit, and we just talked about this in the last video, is when you're fasting, that energy is not around. So your body needs to start breaking down stored body fat to fuel your brain and your body. So we talked about that in the last video. Fat breaks down, you get free fatty acids and ketone bodies. That's your brain's preferred source of fuel. So now you have better mental focus. You also have growth hormone pumping. It's a beautiful thing, the fasted state, and there's a lot more benefits. You start doing something called autophagy on an extended fast, where all of your old cells, your weak and dysfunctional cells, get broken down and recycled. So that's the fasted state. Conversely, when you turn the dial, when you eat, and you do need to eat, you do need to feast, but it's about the pattern with which you live your life, your routine. When do you work out and train intensely? When do you fast and when do you feast? And these things are all important so that you get the most anabolic effect and that you can have the most focus and energy throughout the day. Now let's talk about the fed state. When you have a feeding, your insulin goes up and it signals the body to store energy. And a lot of that energy is going to be stored as new body fat. And now your body's going to use the energy that you just ate to fuel your activities. So instead of breaking down fat and fueling your body, now you're using the energy you just ate and you're also storing additional fat. And that's fine. It's part of the whole cycle. But what you need to do is turn the dial all the way one direction or the other. There's a lot of these bogus, old, archaic bodybuilder, clean eating nutrition programs where you eat 6 small meals a day. So you're constantly toggling this dial, fasted, fed, fasted, fed, fasted, fed, and you never get the benefits of increased growth hormone and the focus that comes with fueling your brain on ketone bodies. And you also don't get the tremendous benefits of not having a snack or a little bite to eat, but having a real meal where your body can do all the things that it wants to do in the fed state. And one of those is increase your happy and sleepy hormones. So you should definitely feast, but it should be in the evenings when you're getting ready for bed. So you're happy, you're satisfied, and now your serotonin's up and then your melatonin's up, so you can sleep all the way through the night. The take-home message here is you can only burn stored body fat in the fasted state. Otherwise, you're burning the energy that you just consumed. So if you want to break down body fat, you need to start extending your fast. And that means eliminating all snacks. Snacks make you fat and they keep you fat. So get rid of them. What can we do to improve your fat burning adaptation? You want to get to 3 to 5% body fat safely? It's easy to do, but what we need to do is start eating approximately wild. And when I say that, there's foods that we should eat, and it's leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables, and then the flesh of animals. The best foods that you could hunt or fish for or forage for. So it's grass-fed ruminants, which is like beef, bison, sheep, goat. The best foods that you could fish for, wild fish and shellfish, and also the best foods that you could forage for, whole eggs, the yolk, the white, the whole thing. We need to start eating those foods, and when we do, we crank the carbohydrates way down and we fix our cravings. The reason you get cravings is likely because you lack amino acids, essential amino acids, and essential minerals. And if you start getting all those in your body from spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, and the animal foods that I just mentioned, those cravings disappear. You don't crave sweet and sugary foods anymore. You don't crave chocolate anymore when you have plenty of tryptophan and tyrosine and magnesium and all these things in your diet that are important. You don't need to take a vitamin for them. You need to eat them and consume them from real whole food sources. The next thing is you want to improve your fat burning adaptation and your ability to fast is you need to keep exercising. A lot of people will talk about fasting and give the exact wrong advice. They'll say, oh, if you're fasting, you need to stop exercising because you could feel faint and pass out. That is also baloney, homie. When you are fasted and you do intense exercise, what happens is your liver dumps sugar out to fuel your activity. And there you feel great and you get that endorphin rush and you pump a little dopamine and you feel good. And it's impossible to know how hungry you really feel if you don't do that intense activity. Okay, the order of things should be beast. We're already fasted, so we're fasting, and then we beast, and then we feast. So your liver, you do that intense activity, your liver dumps out the sugar, and then it's time to go home and feast. And then finally, fasting. So if you're eating the real and approximately wild foods, you're doing the activity, you're doing beasting, then feasting, then the fasting becomes so much easier, and you can start extending it further and further. A level that I recommend that you get to, and this isn't right away, this is after about a month, is if you could go to 1 meal per day. So you're fasting all day, you've got the growth hormone pumping, you're getting lean, your body's burning body fat all through the day for energy, you're fueling your brain with ketone bodies, then you beast out, your liver dumps out the sugar, you feel great, and then you go home and have that real meal. And that's when your body takes the tryptophan from that meal and all the nourishment and turns on your happy and your sleepy hormone, and you sleep through the night, and it becomes a beautiful cycle and a beautiful pattern for living your life. So tremendous benefits from fasting, increasing your growth hormone, decreasing your insulin sensitivity, because the less insulin you pump, the more sensitive you are to it, the further you are from becoming diabetic. And I talked about autophagy, recycling all the pieces of the old broken down cells, clearing them out, reducing systemic inflammation. A lot of us, based on how often we eat and the crap that we're eating, you have system-wide inflammation. And inflammation in your body is like a sprained ankle. It's swollen, you're sending a lot of white blood cells there, you're trying to repair it. But just imagine that that's happening all throughout your body, all the time in your bloodstream. That sort of elevated inflammation that can give you, what will give you, sore joints, skin rashes, eczema, all these other conditions is a result of being inflamed. You can turn all that stuff down low when you turn the fasting up. I'm Chris Kruger. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please take some time right now and leave a thoughtful comment. What do you want to know? What do you want to learn about? How can we further the conversation and the art of true health and fitness? What's going to benefit you? Please leave a comment and let's keep it going. And before I get out of here, Name Cardinal, he's been following me for a long time. I hope you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Kruger TSC. But he watched my ketogenic video about ketosis and the ketogenic diet. He said, ironic that there's a cereal ad playing on your video right now, Chris, haha. And what I'm working on right now with this really intelligent web developer is creating an online academy to pursue the art of true health and fitness. And what we're gonna do is create a safe place where you're not bombarded with ads. To me, it's so silly that I get on YouTube and I wanna learn about health and fitness, and all I see is the wrong message in my face, constantly ads everywhere. So that's what I'm working around. That's what I'm working on right now, is creating that place where we can all go to have this conversation, and you can have full access to everything that I do so that you can implement it in your life and make your health and fitness effortless. And make your health and fitness healthy, is get rid of all the other marketing crap and say what actually works, what is easy, what is attainable, and what is sustainable. And 3 to 5% body fat is both attainable and sustainable when you do it the right way. And there's nothing special about me. There's no reason why I can have a 6-pack or an 8-pack and you can't. We just need to start doing things right and making it easy for ourselves. Please subscribe to the channel, leave your comment, and I will be back on Monday with a new video. Thank you again.